go. So investing and loans. Okay, so the first one is an investing scenario. I'm compounded quarterly. I'm making weekly deposits, right? It does say here every week. So that should be 52. The payment is 50 negative because it's leaving you, going to the bank. Interest rate, 15 years. So you go 15 times whatever is in your PY. So that amounts to 780 deposits that we're considering. Okay. 780 weeks essentially, right? Whatever this is, whatever PY is, that's what you can count on in terms of units up here. So the amount that we're after is 53,766 and 74 cents. If you have a dollar sign in front of it, you're golden. You get 2 out of 2. If you don't have a dollar sign, you would lose half a mark. Just make sure you circle it, like somehow indicate to us that this is my final answer. And then next, in this time, how much has he deposited or contributed? And you've made 780 contributions of $50. So that's 39,000. So I guess I don't see how this would be different if you did it a different way. But 39,000 is what we're after here. So a mark for that. 2 marks for the first one. So if you have one mistake, we go -1. And then we would base the calculations, like we would have our TDM solver open, enter what you have. And then if yours matches ours, then you get 1 out of 2 still. So that's how this goes. How much interest was earned in the first 5 years? Remember that the 5 years is the time frame, but how many payments, right? How many payments is that worth? And it would be 5 times 52. So you go years times PY. Okay, that's how it is. If it had just said, hey, how about 260 weeks later? How much interest will you have paid in 260 weeks? Then you could have just taken that number, just plot it in, and then you're good to go. But in this case, we have to convert it. So from the first to 260th payment, this is how much interest you will have paid. And obviously, if I see you going sum of interest 1 to 260, I will give you the mark. I will base it on whatever you had into TVM solver. So maybe on your study sheet, you go 1 to years times PY. I don't know, because sometimes you need a little reminder on how to do that. So 1 mark for that. How much interest was earned in the 15 years? So there you had a choice. You could use sum of interest. You go 1 all the way to 780, whatever is an N. And so you get either this or this. They're actually exactly the same in this case. So 14,766.74. And you're like, where did you get the 39 from? This is N times the number of payments, which are already determined up here, is 39,000, right? So if that number is there, if you're taking your payments and multiplying it by N, you're fine. So that's 1 mark. What's the rate of return? It's essentially interest earned compared to what you've contributed. And so that is 37.86%. So rate of return one more time. Earnings over investments times 100. That's really what it comes down to. How much have you earned? In this case, you've earned 14,000 and something in interest. How much did you invest? Well, you put in 39,000 of your own money, and you multiply it by 100 to get 37.86%. So this page is worth 6 marks. So give yourself some mark out of 6 there. And backside. This is a loan. I wanted to talk about this real briefly here because it's an important concept. It's a personal loan to pay off all the other debts. Anybody know what that type of loan is also referred to? It starts with a C. consolidation loan. When you want to consolidate, like let's say you have 3 credit cards, you applied for 3 credit cards, you bought your Xbox, you bought your new couch at the Brick, you got their credit card, you went to Home Depot and you bought a new, I don't know, barbecue for your deck, and now you owe in various places. And they all have different interest rates, and it's driving you crazy, right? You're making different payments. So what often people do is they go to their banks like, can I just get a loan with you? Hopefully a lower interest loan, and then pay off all the other debts that you have. And that's called a consolidation loan. I'm sure you'll hear it on the radio. If you have parents that listen to AM radio, it's on there quite often, right? Anyways, totally beside the point, but we can come back to it. Here we've got compounded monthly, and there's also an indication that there are monthly payments, right? Because 275 each month. So that's the same. Your future value when it's a loan, you want it to be 0. Payments are going away from you, but the present value is 12,000. So that's coming to you, the 12 grand to pay off the rest, but the money's coming to you. So this should be positive, and that's negative. So again, if everything is right, you get the full mark. So if you round to the nearest, oh, did I say 100? Then it is still 48. No, it's 79, right? Is it 79 if you round to nearest 100 or no? Oh, so it would be 80F. Okay, we're good. I wasn't sure if this was a 7 or a 2. Okay, that's 7. Okay. So that's what the answer is. So approximately 48.8 months. If it asks in years, you take this, divide by PY, and you get your years in that manner. Okay. I assumed this is months because PY is in months, right? So that's why I'm making that assumption. Okay. How much will she have paid to the bank in total? So you've got choices. You can either take the 48.8 from your previous answer and just multiply it by the payment. So it's either this, or if you went all out and used all decimals, I would be okay with that as well. Then it's this, so it's slightly different. Regardless, I would give you the mark there. Normally, when we've already determined the number of months, we use previous answers to come up with the next section. But 1 mark there. I hope this makes sense, right? Your payments, right, multiply by what the amount is. That's how much you give them back in total when you're done the loan. And you should also remember, you should always pay them back more than what they gave you, right? That's how they make money. So if you do a bunch of calculating, and it's like, wait a minute, 11, I gave them back 11,000, they gave me 12,000, like something is off, right? Something isn't right here. How much interest paid after 2 years? So there again, you can't just put a 2 in there. In this case, PY, right? This is years and this is PY. So it's the equivalent of 24 months that have gone by, because your calculator is doing everything on a monthly basis here. So that's how much interest. So if you put 1 to 2, what is it? A couple cents, right? Or a couple of dollars, but it's not a whole lot, right? So be careful there. Both balance. Oh, I didn't ask you for a balance. That's too bad. Next time. How much are you owing after 3 years, right? If I've asked you that, then you would have had to use balance. How much interest will she have paid by the end of the loan? Here again, you take all of the payments made minus the present value. So you're getting one of these two here. I cannot use sum of interest because my n is a decimal. Okay, so you can't use sum of interest. Even though it's close, it's not going to be considered accurate or correct. Okay. Remember balance? Balance only meets one number. Okay, balance doesn't meet the 1, comma end. Like it doesn't need that. It just needs, like if it's balance after 3 years, it's 3 times 12. So it's balance 36. So I'm not going to add it here because That's besides the point. So 5 for this page, 6 for the front. So it's actually out of 11, not 10.